For Geometrics 4, we're going to, in our next box, we need to draw an arc tangent to two circles. It gives us some dimensions here. We're going to reference from the right side edge. Remember that our sheet here has much smaller boxes, and that we're going to have to measure from the right side, and we might have a little bit more space on the left, just because of the change in sheet size. I'm given my diameters of my two circles. Those are both the same. The radius of the arc that needs to be drawn. Here's how far they want me down from the top edge, and how far from the right edge, and my space in between. So first things first, let's lay out and put these two circles in place. On my drawing, it specifies that I need to come down 1 inch and 5/8. So from my right hand side, I'll zoom in here. I want to come down 1 inch and 5/8. So 1 whole inch, 5/8. I can make my tick mark. From there, with my tick mark, I can project a light line going just across the box, and somewhere on this line is where my two circles will be found. So I can zoom in a little bit more for you, get you a better view. Okay, from there, it now specifies that if I've gone down my 1 inch and 5/8, that I need to go over 1.5 inches. So let's measure over from the border line, over my 1.5 inches, to find my first center. There's my first center mark, and then I need to go 2 inches. So if I go 1/2, 1 inch, and another 1/2, I've traveled my 2 inches. So now I have two center marks, 2 inches apart, and 1.5 inches from the right side. I can then take my compass. I want to get that set to 1.5 inches. So I'm going to open up my compass to 1.5 inches. There we go. From my two center marks, I can now, 1.5 inches would be a radius, so I need actually a little bit less than that. I need 3/4 of an inch. So that would have been a bad mistake. From there, I can then go to my first center mark, draw my first circle, okay, and go to my second center mark, draw my second circle. If you need a darker circle for your compass, you just keep repeating over your line, and that's how you can control your line weight, just as a side note. The last thing we need to do is make an arc that is a 1/2 inch tangent to both of these circles. We'll do that right down here. The trick to doing that is we need to create an offset of 1.5 inches. So if I just take my compass, go back to my center point here, and I'm going to add 1.5 inches to my compass. So we can go turn this to about there, about 1.25 inches should do it, to get my 1/2 inch. And there's first arc. Go to my second center, go to my second arc. Now I just need to turn my compass back to a 1/2 inch here. So there's my compass set to a 1/2 inch. Use my new center that I had just found, and I can now get my arc tangent. And if you're a little bit off, you'll get a bit of gap. So I'm probably about a 32nd off. I would actually probably move this up a little bit, but for most purposes, that's pretty good.